What is going on, my dudes? Tasha here, back again with another Genshin Impact video, and today we are going to be talking about the Little Mermaid herself, Kokomi, and how you should build her. But before we do that, please make sure to hit that like and subscribe button down below, and don't forget to hit the notification bell to be notified when the next video comes out. But let's go ahead and get into it. So as you can see, we have Kokomi right here. Now, I don't entirely like Kokomi in general. She's a really good character, though. It's the same thing that I have with Diona. I may not like the character, but you can't deny that the kit is good. So we're going to go ahead and talk about her for a second. So as you can see with my Kokomi right here, we got mostly HP at a 33,000 HP. And that's the main focus, because once you've ascended her, you've got negative 100% crit rate to you. Like, that's it. You can't crit. That's the problem. But that doesn't mean that she can't be a DPS. That's the funny thing about it, is that she still does decently well. But I'd rather run her as a support, so we're going to go over the support build really quick. Now, one of her best weapons is obviously her donut. Yes, that's right. This little donut right here that you see. That is actually her best in-slot weapon for a support character. Or you could actually run, you know, Thrilling Tales of Dragon Slayers. Is it Slayers? Yeah, Slayers. Yeah, that's what it is. For some reason, I thought it was Seekers. I don't know why. But yeah, I believe that this weapon is obviously going to be her best bet when it comes to either the support role or the DPS. And again, you could argue that Thrilling Tales of Dragon Slayers is better, but, you know, either way, it works out. She honestly just needs the HP percentage. That's the main thing for her. Now, of course, when we're talking about artifact sets, her artifact set for the support role could either be Ocean Hued Clam, which is what I have here, a 4-piece, or you could actually run a 4-piece Tenacity of the Millilith. Now, a lot of people argue between these two sets, saying that Tenacity is obviously better. I run 4-piece Ocean Hued Clam because that's what I had at the time. But it's still a really good set. 2-piece is healing bonus plus 15%. When the character equipping this artifact set heals a character in the party, a sea-dyed foam will appear for 3 seconds, accumulating the amount of HP recovered from healing, including overflow healing, at the end of the duration of the sea-dyed foam. Or at the end of the duration, the sea-dyed foam will explode, dealing damage to nearby opponents based on 90% of the accumulated heals. Now, again, you could run Tenacity, and Tenacity is not a bad set to run on her just because of the fact that Tenacity is so good. And Tenacity is one of those sets that I would honestly say to run on people like Zhongli or even Kokomi. We'll go over that here in just a moment. Where is it? I got my notes pulled up right here, just so that way you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. Tenacity of the Millilith, 2-piece is the 20% plus 8 or HP plus 20%. And then when an elemental skill hits an opponent, the attack of all nearby party members is increased by 20%, and their shield strength is increased by 30% for 3 seconds. This effect can be triggered every 0.5 seconds. This effect can still be triggered even when the character who is using the artifact set is not on the field. It's definitely not a bad set. However, I base my Kokomi on healing, so I went with Ocean Hued Clam. Now, of course, again, with crit rate being the massive detriment to Kokomi because of the fact that you're not going to get any crit rate, your main goal for building her, whether it is for the support class or the DPS class, is going to be mainly HP because she scales off of that HP percentage. For support, you want to make sure that you have enough HP percent and of course the energy recharge, because you want to get your ult off as much as possible because it increases your damage by a lot. Let's go ahead and go down there and let's take a look at those abilities. First things first, we'll take a look at the ult. Summons the Might of Watatsumi, dealing hydro damage to surrounding opponents before robbing Kokomi, or robbing the ceremonial garment made from the flowing waters of Sangonomiya. Ceremonial garment, Sangonomiya Kokomi's normal attack, charge attack, and Bake Kurage damage are increased based on her max HP. That's exactly why you want to increase your HP to the maximum. When her normal and charge attacks hit opponents, Kokomi will restore HP to all nearby party members. Sorry. Every time I record, it's when I wake up. And the amount restored is based on her max HP. Again, that's why you want to scale your HP as much as possible. Increases Sangonomiya Kokomi's resistance to interruption and allows her to walk on water surfaces. That's what's really cool about her. Now, of course, you see that I only have it at 4. but that's because I don't really mind having her at that 4. Now, let's go back to the artifacts really quick because we were talking about the HP percentages. You want to make sure that your HP percent and your flat HP are on all of your artifacts. Now, don't pull a me right here. As you can see, I only have HP percentage. Well, I have both on this one, but I digress. If we go to the feather, we have HP percentage, but no HP flat. But again, I went for energy recharge. Don't get stuff for elemental mastery. It's not going to do anything for your Kokomi. HP percentage, sorry. HP percentage stands right there. With HP flat, energy recharge. But again, I rolled too much into elemental mastery, so it really hurt this build. Now, cup, I went with hydro damage bonus. You could, for the support, go HP percentage, which would be perfectly fine. However, I kind of wanted to mix between the two of HP or a support and a DPS. And it actually kind of works. It's very surprising. But as you can see, no HP rolls whatsoever. Thankfully, this is my off piece, so I could get a new hydro damage bonus if I want. Or I could just go HP and be perfectly fine. Now, of course, with this one, you could go HP percentage. However, you definitely want the healing bonus for Kokomi. I feel that that's the best thing, especially on both sets. Because, again, she is a DPS. She can be a DPS, sorry. But even with that, healing bonus is still your preferred. And honestly, this rolled almost exactly how I wanted it to. However, I would have loved to replace that attack flat with energy recharge. So the main things you want to focus on for your artifacts is HP percentage, HP flat, and energy recharge. You could put attack on there, and attack will work, especially since you can't crit. So you're going to want to boost your attack as much as possible. So you could even go, like, in this sense, let's go and let's use the circlet in general. So in the circlet, you should go for a healing bonus circlet with HP percentage, HP flat, energy recharge, and attack percentage. For your cup, you want to go either HP percentage or hydro damage bonus. And then for your substats, if you're running the hydro damage bonus, you can go HP, energy recharge, attack percentage. Or if you're running the HP goblet, you could run HP flat, attack percentage, energy recharge, and attack flat. For your sands, obviously, you're running that HP percentage. So again, it goes back to HP flat, energy recharge, attack percentage, attack flat. And then same with the feather and the flower. So honestly, when it comes to talent priority, we're going to go back over to the talents here. You want to level up this burst as much as possible. I think that is one of the top priorities in general, followed by this. Because the skill, excuse me. The skill is going to help with the healing. Now, if you're running more of the DPS style, you could go a preference of burst first and then the normal attacks followed by the skill. But I would say if you're running kind of what I'm doing, you would want to focus on the burst because you're going to get a lot of damage off of that and then go for the skill. As you could see, when I first got Kokomi, I was a big dum-dum and did not focus on that. So now, regarding the fact of Kokomi that a lot of people don't want to consider is, again, you can run her as a DPS or a support. And a lot of people don't want to say that she could be a DPS, but it's true in all honesty. So let's go ahead and escape into the party setup right here. Now, I'm not going to show off what you can do with these characters just because of the fact that right now, for this build right here that I'm working on, or that I work with, it has Ganyu, and on twitch.tv/Taichu I was punished and can't use Ganyu. I could use somebody else, but, you know, I want to keep this video relatively short. So, let's say you want to run Kokomi as your DPS. For your cryo, you could actually run someone like Shenhe, and Shenhe is going to help out with just that cryo resonance, but again, Shenhe's best bet is paired up with another cryo unit. So in all honesty, you could probably run her support. And then let's see, let's find another cryo unit for us to use. You could run Ayaka. So Ayaka could actually be the better bet because of the fact that she's a DPS. So you could run Ayaka there. Instead of Kazuha, you could run Shenhe because Shenhe will help boost up that cryo damage. You could run Zhongli for the shields and then Kokomi for heal/DPS. So what you would do in this sense is that you could activate Kokomi's E, switch to Ayaka. If you got her burst ready, use her burst, and that's going to freeze opponents. well, actually, you want to do Kokomi first, switch to Shinha, get that cryo boost, switch to Ayaka, get that burst off, you know, and just do that in tandem. And then, of course, you want to put Zhongli in there whenever your shield runs out. Now, of course, this is mainly for support / DPS. Like, you could switch to Kokomi and run her, like, as part DPS. So you would be running Kokomi and Ayaka in tandem as DPSs. And for Shinha, she would just be the support, followed by Zhongli being that shield support. Honestly, with these two, or with this team, I don't think are going to have to worry about anything too much. Now, of course, you could run her alongside other party members as well. Like I said, Ganyu is a perfect example. I love Ganyu in general, so it makes sense. You could run Super Conduct and run a Yainiko alongside. You could run a Raiden Shogun. I would have said Keking, but no. But yeah, there's a lot of ways that you could run Kokomi. She's very versatile with the teams that you could have her on because of her healing potential and the fact that while she's healing, she's going to hit pretty good. Not the best because I hit like 6,000, 8,000 per hit when I go into her burst, but it's still fantastic in the sense of like, okay, she's at least doing damage as she's healing. So I would honestly say that Kokomi is one of those hidden gems of characters that a lot of people really just do not consider. Like, a lot of people go, I don't like her in general for her character inside of the story. And I can understand that. Part of her character kind of makes me go, you know. But there's no denying that her kit and what she could do is limitless. So I honestly have to say that if you haven't tried to summon for her, you should get her. She's definitely worth it, especially when you're going to be using her consistently. There might be a few teams that you wouldn't use her on, but even still, I feel that Kokomi is one of those characters that's so versatile that you cannot deny what she could do. Now, obviously, guys, I'd love to hear your comments down below. Let me know what you guys think about Kokomi. Tell me what I did wrong with my Kokomi build, because I think she does great. There's probably a couple things I'm going to change, especially since I want to run her as full DPS. But even still, I still think that she's fantastic. So let me know in the comments down below. Love you guys to death. And as always, we will catch you guys in the next video. Take care. Be safe.